this is Dr. Darnise. Welcome back to another episode in Dr. Darnise's House of Magic, Religion, and Conjure. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. And today I wanted to come on and talk about something that just recently came up as an anniversary for me. February 4th is the anniversary of my mother's passing, and she passed in 1988. And I was a junior in college, and it was very sudden and unexpected. Anyway, very difficult and challenging. And of course, she's on my ancestor altar. I have her picture and some jewelry because she really liked jewelry. And so with the anniversary of her death just passing, I was doing some particular things for her. And so I thought I would come on and share, with y'all what you can do or how you can think about ways that you use your ancestor altar. And, that is to not just set it up, sort of as a one-time thing, but that you can actually go back to it and that you should continue to work with your ancestor altar. So, what I did on, this is just February, the 6th, so I'm still kind of working with the altar in this way and with her, remembering her. But one thing that I do regularly anyway is light a white candle and to make offerings. And those offerings are food and water. And, you don't have to do it every day, but I do recommend a regular practice. So at least, I would say at least 3 times a week. And some people do it every day. Some people don't do it even that often, but I would say some regularity. So for me, that's about 3 times a week at least. Anyway, so in addition to that, I left her candle burning, for a longer period of time. And I took, I have a little miniature bottle of her drink, what she liked to drink, some Canadian Club, if y'all remember that brown liquor. She used to drink that, and so I got a little one from the liquor store, a little miniature one, and regularly I'll just open that and leave it, on sort of a regular day, part of my regular practice. But because this was special in recognizing her, memorializing, I took it outside and poured libations to her. And so I'm also thinking about the kinds of things that she liked to eat. She liked to eat roast beef or really high quality steak, and she always wanted it rare. And so I'm planning on going and I don't eat beef, so I don't keep beef around to cook, and it would probably be not rare enough for her anyway. So I'm going to go somewhere and get her some rare meat, basically, because that's what she liked. And it was kind of even a joke in the family about how bloody she liked her meat. So I'm going to get that for her. And also, I'm looking over my shoulder, over the camera at the altar right now. She liked jewelry. And so, so do I, but to a different extent. Like my jewelry can be costume. I wear a lot of, just, whatever I like that's pretty. She wanted real diamonds, real jewels. And so I have some of those things, and I keep them. I keep a couple rings on the altar, and I always say we share them. And so some days I'll wear it, and I'll, say, I'm going to borrow this today and wear this and think of you. And the other thing you can do is get some ancestor money. And I may have mentioned ancestor money on here before in terms of your altar work. There's certainly a lot of other videos where they talk about using ancestor money. And it's basically, if you don't know what it is, you can Google it or look it up on Amazon. Sometimes it's called Joss paper, Joss paper. Sometimes they're called hell notes or hell bank money. Anyway, it comes out of Eastern traditions, Chinese traditions, where they would get this money that's sort of like big monopoly money, like the bills are really big and colorful, and you burn it and you offer it to your ancestors as sort of the currency that they might need on the other side. You know, when we burn something, there's a transformation that happens to it as it goes from the material or the physical realm and becomes smoke and ether and goes into the non-physical. So the idea is that we are recognizing that they may have need of something in the non-physical, and so it just represents, you know, trying to look after them as they once looked after us. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because it's something that I'm doing this week. You know, making a point to think about my mother and think about her life and think about the kind of things that she liked to do. We just had a Super Bowl, which I'm not really into at all. Never really was, but she always really loved the Super Bowl, at least for having a party. Almost didn't matter who was playing, but she would just like to have a party. And it would often coincide with her birthday. Her birthday was January the 30th, and she passed on February 4th. So she passed, you know, just a matter of a couple days after her birthday in '88. So anyway, on that note, just remember to keep your ancestors' memory alive and well, and those are some things that you can do as you work with your altar. I'll also share with you that I wrote a book about grief, my grief process, and it took me a long time to write it because it really was cathartic for me, and I was not really thinking that I was writing a book at the beginning of that process. I was just writing, and so it ended up being, you know, a little book. And so it's on my website. I will leave a link to it, and if you would like to check that out. It's basically in PDF format right now. I am probably the end of the year going to actually self-publish that as an actual book. But for now, you can go to my website, drdarnise.com, and find the book there. I will again link that there, and you'll see the cover photo is myself and my mother when I was like, I'm going to say 2 years old or something. So the cover of it is a picture of me and my mother standing behind me, and so really all you see of her are her legs and then little me. So anyway, that's all for now. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Please continue to do so. Please leave me some comments. What are you thinking about, you know, for your ancestors? How are you dealing with the passing of relatives that, you know, you may want to still maintain those relationships, or how you've managed. Again, that grief book that I have written may be of some assistance to you if you're going through that, as we all do. I mean, none of us get out of this life alive, and none of us can avoid the loss of another. So anyway, bye for now.